how to get mentally prepared for your matches. We have a 4-part process, and those of you that have been to our camps and stuff, I mean, we harp on the same things over and over and over. It's like drilling. You know, you can't drill a single leg 3 times. It's got to be thousands of times every week, right? And so we have our routines. We try to have a system for everything. We even practice shaking hands. We practice walking around a gym. You practice all of these things. But a good 4-part approach. This is kind of our deal, and you know, a lot of you are familiar. Number 1, we snap on confident body language, because once you do that, we say act like you're the best. Act like you're the best. My dad taught us this. Act like you own the place, guys. And you know, I remember my brother and I were kids, and even in high school and college, he would say, I'm gonna act like I own this tournament. I act like I own this place. And I was like, yeah, me too. You know, and I think snapping on my dogs are going crazy. I think snapping on confident body language is number 1. Number 2, engage in a few deep breaths. I had a good college coach. He said this: breathe in your nose, fill up your stomach first, then your chest, like that. Hold it for about a second or less. Breathe out slowly through your mouth. So breathe in your nose, fill up your stomach, then chest. Hold it. Breathe slowly out your mouth. And he says, when you do that, you know, try to feel the nervousness and anxiety leaving through your skin, just like a kite's floating away or a balloon's drifting away. And it really works. You can feel the anxiety leave. So confident body language, act like you're the best. And secondly, engage in 2 or 3 good breaths like that. And every time you find yourself at a tournament thinking my coffee, nice job. Thinking negatively, you know, boom, you snap on confident body language. You stop where you're at. You know, you might walk around a little bit with your chest sticking out, your head up. Take a few good deep breaths and try to rid yourself of that nervousness and anxiety. The third thing that we like to do is developing a game plan for the match. You know, when I kind of set my mind on a goal, and it's not always winning. I mean, let's be honest. Sure, if I wrestled at Iowa, you know, I wrestled at Oklahoma State, and I wrestled at Penn State, and I'm ranked top 5 in the nation, I literally can beat everyone in America. You know, I might get 8th. You know, if you're ranked number 1 in the state, you know, your goal is to win every match that year. You know, but next year when you're a freshman in college, you might face a 3-time college national champ who's 24 years old. You're 18. You know, he tech falled you last time. Your goal this time might realistically just be to keep the match to 7 points or less, and to have a good battle and close the gap. You know, so it's not, sometimes the goal is to win, but I want to try to beat that guy in a year, you know, 6 months, 18 months. Today I've got to keep from getting my head ripped off, you know. So I want to set a goal for that match and a game plan for how I'm going to accomplish that goal. So if my opponent scored on me a lot from the outside, I'm going to keep my hands low. Every time my opponent goes to the outside to try to look, I touch the mat. You know, that's always my reaction. I'll practice a few of those. I'll circle to the back leg, and I'll try to wrestle from ties, you know. So that might be my goal for the match. You know, it might be to close the gap on this kid, you know, or my goal for the match might be just to win, you know, by 2 points or so, you know, or my goal might be to get a major because my team needs it. This is a good guy. I've beat him 4 points the past few times. You know, the team needs bonus points, so my goal is to get a major, and I'm like, okay, I got to get 3 takedowns in the first period, and you know, get that 6-2 lead, pick bottom, get away, 7-2. That's my goal. You know, 45 seconds into the second match. So now I really have some specific goals, and you know, there's different goals depending upon the different matches. So by setting a goal, you can calm your brain down. You know, your mind can bounce around, and you want to calm that down by having a goal or a specific objective and how you're going to do that. Now I have a game plan, I have a goal or an objective, and everything starts to calm down. And then the fourth thing that we do, the fourth part of the whole process is this. I basically I'm going to focus on getting the first takedown. Our phrase is this: I score first or no one does. And you watch our guys; they're masters at winning matches. We had the it was actually a middle school tournament yesterday, the Heartland Duels, and I got a text from one of our Illinois wrestlers. His son's very good. He wasn't always that way, but he's a workhorse, and he's really got very good. One of the top kids in the nation, places in the Illinois State every year, past couple years. But he says, you know, Missouri beat Illinois today, and I can tell you, Nick. And the Missouri team that one of our dads put together was, you know, he says all Purler wrestling kids. I'm not sure if that's the case. I'm sure it's not, but there was a lot of our kids on there, and he's like, I really could tell the difference between the elite Missouri kids versus the elite Illinois kids, and especially the Missouri kids that trained in our rooms. How calm they were, how efficient they were on the mat, how they got stronger as the day went on or the match went on, and how some of the other kids would crumble emotionally, and how our kids held position and never beat themselves. He said, it really was eye-opening. It really made me kind of excited to be, you know, a part of you know, your wrestling program, because it was so evident, you know, and I thought that was a great compliment. But I think a part of that also is that the kids are buying into the mantras of how to prepare, you know, how to think and how not to think. So our goal is we score first or nobody does, and we always get off bottom. So we say this: all I'm going to focus on is scoring the first takedown. I'm not going to worry about anything else. I refuse to stress out. I want to win. The match is vital to me, but I refuse to stress out over it. And that's our phrase. And I'm only going to focus on the first takedown. What if I have 8 matches today in the dual competition, and the 7th match of today, I have the 3-time state champ from Ohio? I cannot worry about that 7th match. I have to worry about the first match of the morning. I have to focus on the first match. If I have 4 matches today in the tournament, I have to focus on the first match. Well, the first match has 3 periods. We shouldn't focus on or worry about the second or third period. We only focus our brain on what? The first period. So I've broken the tournament down into 1 match. I broke the match down into 1 period. The first period, where do you start? On your feet. So I can't worry about getting the first reversal because I start on my feet. So you try to chunk that tournament into little nuggets, you know? So confident body language and act like you're the best. Number 2, engage in some good deep cleansing breaths and feel the anxiety leave, and breathe in the confidence and toughness, and then set a goal and a game plan for the match. And the 4th objective is to rededicate yourself to only thinking about, hey, my focus is to get the first takedown. We say this: I'm gonna score first or nobody does. I'm not gonna worry about anything else. We say this: whatever happens, happens. All right, I can't worry about it. All right, that doesn't mean I don't care, you know, but whatever happens, happens. That means I give up. I give up. I'm not gonna worry about it. You know, and so there's some good advice if you wrestle, have a hard time, you know, competing in big matches and big competition. And I'd also toss in there, you know, mom or dad or the coaches, if they're negative and they're worry warts. You know, I have a kid. He won state this year. He's a great kid. His mom took my advice. She's like, Dad sits on the other side of the gym. You know, he got all stressed out a couple years ago, and finally we're at preseason nationals 2 years ago. The kid makes the finals and gets second, and she's like, he's wrestling awesome. Dad's over there, opposite side of the Northern Iowa Dome. And you know, then this year I talked to her, Paula. She's awesome, and she's like, yeah, Dad sits on the opposite side of the team. You know, he just stays away because he can't handle it. You know, he has to be the 40-year-old and remove him because he just stresses his kid out. And you know, you have to learn that maybe, you know, if your son or daughter isn't wrestling well in matches, maybe it's you as a parent. You know, I remember one time we had a kid, Colby. He was amazing. He won 3 state titles in high school, and his 8th grade year he was in the Tulsa National Finals, and we were in there, and his dad's still a good friend of ours. And so this is kind of a joke, but I mean, we were kind of serious. this kid's in the hotel with us. You know, we pulled him out of his dad's room. He hung out with us all weekend, and so you know, we're just flopping in bed watching TV or something, and the door knocks and opens up, and it's Kobe's dad, and he says, "Hey, I'm just here to see what's going on," blah, 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 you know, and my brother's like, "Did you come here to see what's going on, or did you come in here to stress out Kobe so he chokes and loses in the Tulsa National Finals?" And the kids, "Oh, no, that's not why I'm here. That's not why I'm here." We were laughing at the guy, and the kid was laughing too, and the dad was cool. He was laughing. And he's like, no, you're right. I got to get out of here. And so we kind of just ran him off, you know. So sometimes it's your fault as a coach or a parent because you stress the kid out. And so make sure that's not a problem either. So anyway, good four-part process. That's the purlerwrestling.com system. It has been since 1999. Everything we do is a system and a plan. We even practice shaking hands, practice walking around a wrestling gym. You name it. You can practice confidence in these certain areas, and you have control much more than you think. But you do need some tools, and there's some tools that we use and have for years, and I think it works. So good luck to everyone, and you can check out more at Purler Wrestling Advice on YouTube, and hit the subscribe button. I have hundreds of these.